Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine.
Interesting. So what do you like most about being a comedian?
What do I love most about being a comedian?
Yes.
I think the fact that you can express yourself, you have the creative license to express yourself. You know, one of the beauty of being a comedian, what makes me excited about it, is the creative license that it gives me to express my opinion on anything, to say whatever it is I want to say, to have the freedom of expression, basically, to go to any length to say whatever I want to say to whoever I want to say it to in any way that I so please, you know. So the fact that it gives me that license and that platform to speak my mind at any time is very, very fantastic to me. It's very, very interesting to me.
All right. So what don't you like about being a comedian?
What do I like about
What don't you like? You've said what you like. What don't you
what
like?
I don't like?
Yes.
The fact that you always, when you want to sound serious, or when you want to take up a serious subject, you now have to prove more than necessary to let them know that no, I'm not joking this time around. On this particular topic is not a joke. I am actually, addressing it. Sometimes you are angry. Sometimes you go to a shop or something, they are not doing their service properly. And you try to protest and like, what's going on here? This is unprofessional, blah, blah, blah. And then you're shouting, and then somebody is saying, honorable, calm down. And they do. And meanwhile, you're really upset. And then the one that has been upsetting me lately about why are they disrespecting comedy is when you read some political press statements, and one party is trying to lampoon the other party, and then you begin to say, oh, what this governor did is if this governor is behaving like a comedian, this honorable is behaving like a comedian. You're trying to bring the man down, and the only place you can remember is a comedian. And I'm like, no, that's disrespectful to my craft, to my art, to my business. This is not serious work for me. It's as serious as aeronautic engineering. So don't, when you want to describe somebody that has bad character, you now come and say he's behaving like a comedian. So the fact that you need to go the extra mile to prove to people that you're serious, I remember when I wanted to run for House of Assembly in 2015, and I printed my poster. And anywhere I went to, I used to go to meetings. I used to go to see some stakeholders, carry expensive whiskey. And they will say, which kind down, this is your joke. You don't they carry them too far. You carry, if you bring whiskey, come out, drink. Leave all this talk where they talk. Face your microphone. Face your microphone. But nobody will say that to a publisher. Say, go and face your magazine. Nobody. Maybe when Dele Momodu wanted to run for president, did anybody taking photographs?
Okay. Now, what's the greatest thing that comedy has done for you?
Oh, it has opened doors for me. It has granted me access to several places that I don't know whether, if I was a lawyer, because I wanted to be a lawyer, then later an engineer. If I was a lawyer or engineer, I would have had access, to these places. You have governors that you relate with them on first name basis. You have ministers of God too. You have like high people in society, that you relate with them on first name basis. Dan, how you dey? Oga Mike, I dey fine. Some of them, you have their phone numbers. You text each other from time to time. You have a relationship with some of these people. Those platforms, those doors. And the fact that sometimes if you need help in some places, you just show up. And they be like, Okay, after now, waiting bring you come here. I guess also issue. Oh yeah, come, more help you, more help you. You know. So those little privileges and accesses and platforms that one is able to use the name and the face to access is definitely a very, very big deal and one of the exciting takeaways from this business.
All right. So, what would you have wanted comedy to do for you that it has not done?
What would I want comedy to? Frankly, comedy has done everything for me at this point. I think what is even left is for me to do enough for comedy. Is for me to take advantage of the opportunities that it has given me to see how to go beyond where I am presently, to see how to go beyond being the man on stage to being the man behind the scenes, from being the puppet to the puppet master, if I can use that context. So I would say comedy has done a lot for me. I don't think there's anything comedy wants to do for me because even as a voice in society, comedy has granted me that access. We have gotten to a point where we are at certain level of authority to speak on certain societal issues, and that's because they recognize you as a comedian and you've proven yourself over time to show that look, oh, you are more than just laughs. You can be serious, you can take up serious issues whenever you want to. So I don't think there's anything left. Maybe comedy should help me be president or something. Maybe that's what is left.
Interesting. Now, the inspiration for your jokes, how do you normally get them, or how does it work for you?
I keep an open mind to everything. I keep a general open mind to almost everything and anything, and that's why sometimes I have the creative freedom to talk to go any extreme that I want to. I mean, thanks to someone like Julius Sago and Basket Mouth that have let us know that look, not fear anything, not fear anybody. Talk as it be. If you funny, you funny. So to me, I'm a generally observant person. So everything I see happen, I see my children do stuff. I go out there, I see people do. I could be in the club, people are drinking, but I'm just watching. Something just happens, and it just strikes me like, this could this could function as a material, and I just jot it down in my phone, or somewhere like, okay, this could be a material. I mean, like, okay, one time I came back to the house and my son was on his iPad and I tried to, greet him or that kind of thing. That is home, and he just did me hand like like I'm disturbing him, you know. And when he did that, my mind just like, see 2021 children, no, or at the time 2019 children, no, you did this thing in my time in 1980 something or in 1990. That hand where you do is the last image of yourself you remember. The next time you wake up, you're teaching hospital like this. I just thought about it, and immediately it sounded funny to me, and I penned it down immediately, as a joke. Sometimes I'm having conversations with my friends, like the one I was talking about, how women can freely express themselves and men cannot express themselves in certain ways. It was just discussion we're having, you know. Somebody amongst in our circle actually bought one of those enhancement herbs, and he drank it, and we said, "Oh boy, Alpha." He said, "Oh boy, nothing, no. Nothing. These people na rubbish they dey sell. I don't even call one or two people wey dey patronize them. E no dey work." And then he now said one funny thing. He said, "But now none of us will call them out. Because if we call them out, instead of people to talk, say, una dey sell fake product, they will say, so this is not the work before like that." So it was a straight conversation I had with somebody. And to him, he was giving me conversation, but immediately it registered as a joke in my head. So I took that up and then started looking for certain same instances where you can have this comparison, and then that's where you have these jokes from.
Interesting. So, what are the qualities of a good joke?
What?
What are the qualities of a good
Okay,
joke?
joke? Yes.
A good joke, not just a joke, a good joke.
Now a good when you say a good joke, that is now a case of perspective. Because a joke, first of all, basically, the fact that it's a joke means that we go laugh at the end of the day. It's something to make us laugh. So if somebody says, for example, somebody says, Azu fair like Oyibo man. If it is funny, it is funny. Now, Azu may not like it because maybe Azu no like maybe they talk about his complexion. So that becomes a bad joke to Azu. So some other person who is not Azu's friend or family member sees it that true, Azu really felt like Oyibo, and it's funny to him. To him, that's a good joke, you know. So I would say that a good joke is one, a joke that is funny, and then two, that sits well with the audience that is hearing it at that time, you know, because over time with experience, we've had a situation where, I mean, sometimes you go to a gathering of maybe only men are just there with their champagne, you know, feeling good. And then you can crack some jokes about girls, club, women, sex, whatever. They will laugh, hit their hand on the table. But those same men, when they sit down and wear suit in company AGM or product presentation, and they call you to come and crack joke, you now that because you saw that man the other day at the champagne parlor, and you now say, oh, now say small yash they say small yash this. You see the man, he'll be looking at you like, what's wrong with this boy? Why is he doing this? You not be like, okay, but you were with me at the comedy club the other day, or you were with me at that lounge. Why? You understand? Because that's not the audience for it, that's not the environment for it. So a good joke basically is one, a joke that is funny, and two, a joke that is suitable to the environment that is at.
Interesting.